no person that's happy with themselves does things like this. So they're referring to all of my body modifications. Okay, so you're an expert in what? Psychology? An expert in what makes people happy? Do you know what makes every person happy on the planet? Really, that's a gift if that's the case. But yeah, I mean, I've talked about it in videos that, I was young, I was a, teenager, bored, thought I didn't want to be a cookie cutter version of everyone around me, which is what I was groomed to be. I was in the Mormon church. It's like, let's have everybody look the same, dress the same, talk the same, act the same. Everything's the same. And I found a way to set myself apart, not because of attention or anything, just because I wanted to do something for myself. And yeah, scarification was that thing that I found. But let's go back to the, nobody that's happy with themselves part that you seem to be an expert on. So, a lot of people when they're teenagers, especially girls, unless you're perfect, you're not really happy with yourself. But don't we all go through periods in our lives, though, where we're not happy with ourselves? And you know what we usually do? Well, at least what I did personally, I didn't like my chubby body. Yeah, I wasn't happy with, the layers that I wore to cover up my fat or whatever. I didn't like this, so I started running. Because the motivation behind not being happy with yourself is hopefully doing stuff that will make you happy with yourself, right? Am I off? So think about it though. People get implants, people get plastic surgery, people get Botox. We do things because we want to be happy with who we are. We want to be happy with ourselves. And why is this a bad thing? Please, I would love to know. Like in my case, after running didn't work out because it wasn't good for my joints, I found bodybuilding. So I decided to build my body into, well, the amazing body that I have now. Because it makes me happy to go to the gym. It makes me happy to get results. It makes me happy. So then, you have the body modifications and the tattoos. Yeah, it's part of my life. It's part of my history. The scarification has meaning behind it, like tattoos do. But you didn't take that in consideration, did you? You just see someone who you must have hated yourself to do that to yourself. Well, at some point, isn't that the case in life? If I see someone who's morbidly obese, I think, do they hate themselves? Or maybe they just love the feeling of the food in their mouths. Who am I to judge, though, right? Is that my business? Their life? See, if you made this same comment to me and say I was morbidly obese, I mean, they're called vices, right? Do you know what a vice is? A vice is something that you do that you enjoy. What is your vice? I love to build muscle. I love to do body modifications. I love getting tattooed. It makes me feel alive. It makes me feel free to be myself. Wow, that is such a terrible thing, right? I always wonder about people's happiness who make these types of comments. Or when people leave comments like, what the hell is that? Are they happy with themselves? Or do they just have a need to throw their opinions out there? Since you're the expert on happy people and why they're happy and what goes on inside, you tell. But you're right. You're right. I wasn't happy. Oh, not at all. But the more I got older and started learning about myself, and the more that I learned that people were going to say shit about the scars that was none of their business, but my skin got really thick. The more people saw me, the more people came up to me. It was like, oh my gosh, can I touch your arm? That looks so weird. Can I, what? The more, the more people, whatever, it builds up the skin. It builds up the character. It builds up the person. But you didn't think about that, did you? Anyways, you understand what I'm saying, right? Or was that just shoo right over your head? If not, we can talk about it some more.